CMZTrades back. Episode 12. Series 2. Episode 12. Live backtesting in queue for the month of November 2024. Going into the third week, folks, we are up $1,300. Last time we streamed, we took a fantastic trade. We're looking to forget all about that and approach the charts with fresh minds, ready to trade the plan. The plan, as part of our etiquette, millionaire etiquette, our trader creed, I will take profits at key zones. Doesn't matter what we think is going to happen. She could be dropping out of the sky, pumping into the clouds. Whatever price is doing, whatever MarketCipher shows as confluence. Once we determine a take profit zone, once something happens within our trader creed, a strong move, even if we just think it feels like a good time to take profit. Taking profit is the only time we get to do what feels like something we should do. We don't get to go long because it feels like it's going to pump. We don't go short because it feels like it's going to dump. But we do take profit when we feel like taking profit, because there's really no wrong time to take profit. Profit is profit, folks. Millionaire etiquette, very key. We are trailing through, trailing is the wrong word. We are pushing through this backtesting series. Every episode, our backtesting etiquette is that we progress the time frames with care. We have control over how fast the time frames progress. We don't want to just fast forward very quickly over 1 hour, 2 hours of trading. We want to feel the moves, 5 minutes. Fast forward 5 minutes, look at the charts. Fast forward another 5, look at the charts. Because that's what we would do in real time. We're monitoring for our exit criteria, which is based on MarketCipher, lower time frames, and the 15-minute. All right, folks. With that being said, let's look at MarketCipher in the charts here. This is the trade we took last, and it even went further than when we got out, but it hit our second take profit, which was, not usually how we exit trades, but it just so happened to hit a key zone, another spider line, which is a trend line, and that is part of our exit criteria. So we qualified it as an opportunity to just get out of the trade. And we did. That's exactly what we did, folks. We see that here on this chart, do we? Oh, okay. I guess this was the spider line, and then I thought we hit another spider line area. Maybe not. Maybe not. tell you what, though, that's a good looking long. Oh, actually, I mentioned this when it was like right here, didn't I? Last stream, I said, oh, she could pump right back up here. That'd have been a nice $1,000 trade too. Get out of a dump trade, turn right back around and get the pump. It can happen. It can happen. What we're going to do first, we need to determine, we did not take a trade right after this one. I mean, we would not take a trade right after this. Okay, I'm saying things as if we could, and it's something I would do, but after this trade, it brought us into profit, a comfortable profit. I would not have. I would have did exactly what I did. I would have ended, my trading session and walked away and enjoyed my day. The last thing I would have wanted to do after getting back into the green is to give it all back to the market, because I wasn't focused. So we have to fast forward here. This is the New York session, so that's unfortunate that we wouldn't trade that. But in order to have taken this trade, we would have had to stay up pretty much all night, which is also unfortunate. Folks, we're going to, maybe Series 3 is where we'll adopt another theme, which is I trade during the time of day that like very close to the time of day that I would actually expect to trade. Like I'm gonna wake up early in the morning and trade this early New York session, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. kind of thing, maybe even 7 a.m. before I go to work. And it'll be a back test, but it'll still be honoring the time that I would actually take that trade. I gotta live it. Right now, I'm just trading whenever, I have the time during the day, and I end up going and trading the New York session or a particular session. That's not anywhere close to real life. You don't get to trade those time frames unless you're actually live in those time frames in the real market. For this series, we're not doing that, and I'm aware of it, and that's okay, because right now we're putting our trading plan to the test by trading these time, these sessions, these different periods, time period. What do you call them? Yeah, sessions. So, all right. We technically would trade the New York session, and we would not probably be trading in the middle of the night like this, because I don't think this is the type of millionaire etiquette that I want to live. I don't think this is the lifestyle I want, where I stay up all night and then, like sleep all day. I'm not trying to be about that. I want to be, sun's out, guns out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get my rest during this period, bed by 11 at the latest, really like 10:30, get to bed, up at 4:30, 5 a.m., getting ready, doing some stretching, getting ready for the New York Open, trade it, and then I got the rest of the day to do what I need to do. Maybe double back during the Asian session, right? And then trade a little of that, which is, the afternoon. Okay. Yeah, I'm really thinking New York and Asia are my times. So with that being said, let's go to the Asia session for this Monday. So here's Monday. And Asian session would be at 4 p.m., which is right here. Let's just say we're getting here early. Let's just say, we went to bed, got up, whatever. What would that be? Yeah, that's a good 7-8 hours of sleep right there. And then we're back for the Asian session, folks. So let's fast forward to 3:30 p.m. Monday. Look. Uh-huh. Woo! Shoes. Bulls are coming back with a vengeance here. Look at that. Back up to this spider line. But we're technically asleep. We're simulating being asleep or away from the charts. So there's absolutely nothing we're doing with this. It's all right. It's just a bunch of sideways action. All right. All right, here we are. Where are we at? We're at basically 340. Let's look at the 1 minute. Yeah, 345. We're at 345 here. Took that short. Oh, wait. We did. Yeah, we did take. Yeah. We were in that short even further down, weren't we? We took profit here, and then we took profit like here, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, that doesn't matter right now. We got to get to Monday. $3:00, 3 p.m. right there, right? Monday, 3 p.m. Yes. That out the way. All right. Let's move it by an hour at a time, real gently. Oh, yeah, she got her pump on. Goodness gracious. That 5 minute was the entry. So what's this? 3:30. Let me chill. I'm gonna switch to 5 minute here. Let's look at the 5 minute, in fact. Okay. It's 3:05. We got to get to 3:45. Here we go, folks. So there's our last trade right before the New York session. So the New York pumped her up big time. Big time. Yeah. Ginormous pump there. 217 points in less than 2 hours. Goodness gracious. What a trade. What a trade. Okay, now we're going into the Asia session right here when we hit 4 o'clock, excuse me. And we're here a little early to try and prepare for it. Let's get rid of this, that out the way. I don't know if this is still relevant, but it seems like a very key area. Let's just get this off here for now. We know it's a key area. We hit a higher low here, higher high. If we get a higher low here, she could keep pumping. But let's, got a little bull flag action kind of going on here. Maybe she takes off, heads somewhere up here. Could be. I like how we're close to the spider line. Gives us a strong trend line to work with here. And we're going to set a trend here. Yeah, I think we got ourselves a little trend here. There we go. Yeah. Very well then. Let's get it over here too. Let's set it over here. There it is. Oh yeah, she's kind of pumped. And then maybe she plays around in here. Do something like this. Who knows? But that's enough of the trend line SR. Folks, I'm locking in. And time to do some MarketCipher analysis. I want to see what MarketCipher has to say about where we're at heading into the Asian session here on this Monday, the same day that we have just taken a profit for $1,300. Can we extend that profit? I'm locking in, folks, going silent. Here's a little bit of background noise. Let's see what MarketCipher has to say. Bears seem to be, from the daily down to the 6 hour, the Bears still seem to be, okay, daily down to daily 12 hour. The Bears haven't given up. But when we get to the 6 hour, it's so deep that even if the bulls see like right here, even if the bulls make an effort to get up here, they're cracked down, and then they're going to make another effort, crack down, and then they finally can get a little piece, crack down, and then this is about the time. So based on kind of what I'm seeing on these higher time frames, especially, we traded it. We know this 4 hour is so deep in the water. I mean, look, it's deeper. The last time it was this deep was Never. Okay, 2022, June 2022. It's the last time this thing was that deep in the water. And then what happened? You know, she came up. She was wavy. I mean, it wasn't easy. Tight RSIs. Money flow took a couple of days, got a trigger, and it's still pulled back. You know what I mean? So bulls are heavy. 2023, at the end of 2023. But anyways, the point is, or what I'm taking away from this is, I'm not getting too excited about this bull stampede just yet. I do like what I see on the 4 hour for the bulls. Nice open gates. Really, I can't do too much historic comparison, because what's happening right now, the RSIs are not low and tight like they were. Low and tight means the bulls are ready to stampede. Split and open like this, especially after the dump, That's the dump. Mouth opens up, dumps. These RSIs are not sure. The strength is not there. It's a fairly weak push. Doesn't mean we can't trade the fade. Just means we gotta be careful. We gotta take that into account. Always careful. All right, what do we got here? More of the same. We do have the snake eyes. Gates are open still. I mean, it's for the bulls. 6 hour down. The bulls are stampeding. The bulls have some stampedo power. Look at that. Momentum getting back up there. This money flow. This might be the trade right here around. Again, around that New York session. So yeah, I mean, New York pumped. Maybe Asia session dumps. Maybe it just moves sideways. I'm not seeing anything trade worthy quite yet. I'm not long in that. Look how big that mouth is on these RSIs. Yeah, they're green. Yeah, money flows. Yes to momentum. But here, I might have longed that. That might have been the entry right here. Not getting in there now. Not based on the 40. What was the 1 hour? Yeah, not with no bearish trigger wave like that. Although we do like to see this VWAP inwardly curving. She could just wham, come right back up here. Could see it, folks. We could see a trade here. In fact, I have to watch that for the 1 hour. It's shaky. See, those higher time frames are shaking out, shaking it out. The bulls want to pump here. A lot of this too is like the people that were shorting, taking profit. It sends the price up so it looks bullish when it's just a lot of that could just be people taking profit. And if they were, still bearish on the daily and the 12, at any point, those same traders could come back in, put all that money back into the short and try to take the same trade. So let's see. Mid time frames have some hope for the bulls, but once we get to the lower, it looks bearish again at the moment.
Life is like trick or treat, and that's all.
Yeah. Not a whole lot here to be confident about at this particular time. Let's go back to the price action. What do we need to see in the price action? We need to see price get below here. I'd have an alert down down there. And I would have an alert. I'd have an alert up here. So alert, alert. And then I'd walk away from the computer. I don't think there's anything I would monitor. I'd walk away from the computer. So let's see when we'd be back.
Just hold your shit together and you will be fine.
Boom, alerted. All right. So the bulls made a play here. On the 5-minute, not a bad entry here. As we get back to our computers, money flow was coming up. Tight RSIs, flipped green. This would be to get in. Stop loss down here, maybe. Yeah, about a $1,200 stop loss. Already $1,500 in the profit. Actually, $2,000 you would have been. But we wanted to see price. I wanted to see price get into one of these territories outside of this ranging. And we got a very confident 5-minute candle here now, and we love to see our trend line breakout, retest, and then we get this confident move up. This is where we can expect perhaps the bulls are ready. I need to see MarketCipher backing up the bulls here. 4 hour. Oh, look at that. What's our 1 hour? Yeah, right on time for the 1 hour. Here's that trigger wave. I thought maybe she'd come down a little bit, give us a trigger here. But the plays looks to be coming out sooner. That's okay. There's that curvature that we just called out. We said the VWAP's curving inwardly. That might have been reason enough to go long right there. The money flows in that 30 area. I don't particularly like to trade against deep money flow when I see this on the lower or the mid time frames. Not a fan. Going against that is like not something I do at this particular time. Okay, let's get rid of this. What do we see here? 2 hour. I'm seeing some potential here on the 2 hour. We got some anchors. We got a trigger. Money flow is coming up ever so slightly. VWAP's curving, inwardly curving. Could be a nice push here. Gonna get some resistance soon that it needs to push through. It's just 6 hour. Yeah, 6 hour looks good. Oh yeah, look at this 6 hour money flow. Beautiful. VWAP's looking healthy. I'm not really sure about these splitting RSIs. I need them pointing up. 4 hour. If we see these things, this is what could happen. And as she pumps up like this, we can take that long. You know, we got this. This is backing us up. Money flows was just in the red for a brief second and coming back into the green on the 4. Healthy 2 hour. Look at this 2 hour. Getting the splitting RSIs, VWAP inwardly curved, pushing above. The money flow, it's not quite, I'd like the money flow to be up here somewhere. So when the money flows deep like this, you know, you can get those quick cuts down. Those are the stop you out type of things. Doesn't mean we can't trade it. It just means, oh yeah, look at this 40-minute. Amazing. See, this right here can get us in the trade, and then we ride the trade long enough to see, can the 2 hour money flow, can the 1 hour money flow get up there and continue the trend. This is absolutely textbook. There's your trade right there. Of course, I saw that earlier, but it's not always as obvious, right? There's time. There's time. The money flow could just be getting started. You know what I'm saying? 30-minute. Yeah, that's beautiful. We might have to take a swing at this, folks. We might have to take a swing at this to 15. Might be just as tall as this one, and she could come back down. But look at this curvature. Even if she did, I think we could survive it. Set a defensive stop loss. A little bit of, we got deep in the red, some green, some red. Maybe we get some green here. This could be the trade. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. You even see the boom. Look, I think we actually were talking about this earlier. You know, when she broke out and retested, I think I set my alerts probably should have alerted us just getting anywhere close to this line just to bring us back. Because that was beautiful right here for an entry. Oh yeah, we'd have been cooking. Now we're getting close to this high, which could pressure the bulls. Did we miss the move, or is there still some magic to be earned? Let's see. Give us an entry. An entry would look something like getting back below here and then closing a 5-minute candle again. If she just takes off, I'm gonna let her have it. But I think because she resisted up here, I think we'll see some up and down, and we'll get another opportunity here on the lower time frames to maybe get involved with this long. So I would just babysit this. Yeah, you thinking what I'm thinking. My mouth is starting to salivate here. Look at that. I mean, it's almost too beautiful. Look at that VWAP on the 10. I'm taking this long, folks. It'd be really nice if she came down here and grabbed some liquidity. That would give me she gonna make me long the top. That's why I don't like long of those tops. You know, give me an entry. That 15 was clipping. I was like, nah. Yep. See how that money flow on the 1 hour, we wasn't really a big fan. That's why. So now the money flow's coming up nicely. What about the 2 hour? 2 hours cooking. We got a shot here for the bulls, folks. We have a shot. I need an entry. I need an entry. That's beautiful. You think the 1 minute will come around, or should we just, off the strength of the 3 minute? Yep, I'm taking this, folks. I'm gonna set my stop. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'll determine stop and all that stuff here soon. Where are we at? 2683. So I am in this long, folks. I'm in this long. Hold on a second. 905. It's 2105. 2105. 2105. Right here. It's where I need price. We're moving 5 minutes at a time. We're going to move 1 minute at a time. I don't want to mess this up. Wait, where are we going? 2105. 683 is the number. There it is. All right, there it is, folks. Not risking that. Not risking that. Let me see my 15s. What do you think? Risk 1,000? Yeah. We'll risk 1,200 here. And TP1. TP1 should be here. I'm not gonna hold you. It should be. All right, TP1 should be there at 27.24. There it is. Hour 22.05. There it is. Stop 653.25. 653. There it is. Okay. Defensive stop, check. TP1, check. 5-minute VWAP's coming up. RSIs could be about to dump on us. But I like what I see here on the 3. I think she could curve back up, get us back up there. You know, I'm just kind of looking at something like this, folks. You know, she might fight, but I'm hoping that that's what we see play out here. 15. I did not wait for the 15, did I? Okay, we're in this thing a little early. I like these RSIs though. We need to shake out a little bit of turbulence. Dang, why does it look like all of a sudden this is a bad idea? Everything's like, I'm based it on the lower time frame money flows and the RSIs could have just been taking profits and it pumped it. Are we at least below the spider line? Not here, are we not? Not spider line, but a trend line. Okay, so this trend, because if she does pull back on us, you know, we'd have to see some strength. I mean, she could pull back way down here, folks, and then take the move. Going into the London session. That might have been the Asian move already. Might have been the Asian move. I mean, that's not nothing, folks. That might have been the trade. And then I'm trying to long it again as if there's more to give. I would have got out of the long here and said good riddance. So why would I long now? Why would I long now? Because I saw these VWAPs coming back up. Oh, I'm looking at a 15-minute candle. All right, it shows us in the red a little bit. All right, let me just lock in this trade. I've already done it. We already are in it. I just have to actually Let's play it out. I mean, we're in it. I saw something. We're going to play it out and see if my instincts were there. Can we actually justify being in this trade? That's kind of what I'm concerned about right now. 5 minute. Because I think we missed the boat. This is the long right here. But we set alerts and we weren't watching MarketCipher. So we came back to our computer after the MarketCipher gave the signals. So that's something to note for next time. Maybe we'll have to make our alerts a little more intuitive. Okay. I still like the fact, I could definitely see a trigger here and we get another like little push. We're not expecting much from this. I could definitely see just something. Even that right there could give us the pump we want. Not looking for a lot here, folks. Two-hour. We were excited about it. This might be our saving grace here. 2100. When did we get in this trade? Oh, 2100. We just got a new candle on the 2-hour and gates are open for the bulls. 1 hour. She's clipping a little bit, but she's not there. Gates are open for the bulls. 40 minute. 40 minutes clipping. Not a good look for the bulls, but this money flow could red dot, green dot that thing real quick. So we really like the money flow on the 40. Let's get some pictures and let's play this thing out. Win or lose, folks. Win or lose. We still saw some great price action here, and we're going to see how it plays out. Kind of want to see this whole thing here. Five-minute locked. 15. $40 is really what we like here. It's really what we like. One hour. Let's see what that looks like. Something. We'll get a shot at his 2 hour. All right. Got our screenshots. I'm getting eager to see what happens here. If she falls below here, hell, our stop should probably be up there somewhere. But, I'm kind of just looking for her to fill in some of this imbalance and then give us a push. That would be my expectation here. That's what we are trading, especially based off that 40-minute, how beautiful that thing looks. All right, let's say entry thoughts. Bulls had a Asian session push. One thing I'm noticing is I'm talking more about sessions, New York session, Asian session, London session. I was not, before this 100 trade backtesting challenge, I wasn't fluent in sessions. I didn't talk sessions. All I did was look at charts. And if chart looked good, I trade. But now I'm a lot more conscious of what session we're in. And I'm not sure how yet. I can speculate how that's beneficial. But I got a feeling that it's going to really take my game to a new level. I'm already starting to recognize, we traded during a London session and took a short. New York came in, pumped it, and then really they sold off, or they sold off, created this bullish flag, and then Asia session took advantage of the bull flag and pumped it again. And we can kind of see those things and understand that the volume to get the move we're looking for, those big moves, happens kind of in the beginning of these sessions. I'm starting to understand that. Okay, so bulls had an Asia session push. Is the push complete? We think there is room for continuation on bullish stampede. We have started closing some 5-minute, 15-minute candles above a local trend line, a local SR. We see money flow climbing on 40-minute. Potential for another push up is possible for the bulls. Our entry is shaky. We need to find a local support that can turn around momentum in our favor on lower time frames without hitting our stop loss. That's what we're going for here. Look at the 2 hour, the 40-minute, 15 and the 5. It's our bread and butter. Counting on you, 40-minute. Come on, 15. That's a nice big wave. Looking for a continuation. I mean, RSIs are way up in the clouds. Looking for her to continue to push, folks. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. So, let's, without further ado, let's play this out a little bit and see what happens. I think we need to watch the 1 minute. I think we need to watch the 1 minute, folks. Here we go. do not want to fall below this line and close more than a couple of 1 minute candles. That would not be a good look. Yeah, not what we want. A fat bearish candle is not part of the plan. Okay, she's filling that imbalance. Need this 5 minute. No, 5 minute looks, that's the kind of 5 minute you short. Let's see, 15, not a good look either. Our entry here is pretty bad. I jumped the gun somewhere in all the excitement. I missed the 15. That, as soon as I saw that 15, I said, oop, I messed up. Getting some kind of a bottom on the low time frames, but that doesn't count for much. You know, we're just kind of hoping at this point that imbalance can attract some bulls. I want to see on the 3 minute. Can she get a push? No. Money's leaving at this particular point. Okay, we have reached an hour. The 3 minute is giving us some clue. She might be ready to give us a local pump. Not a very confident one. Not a very confident one at all. Five minute. Momentum's heading in the right direction at this point. I need to see something on the 15 that can give me some kind of a little touch and go kind of. I mean, the 40 minute is still what we want. This is really about surviving. I think there's a pump here. The 10 minute gives me hope. Can we survive the 5? Let's extend it out. Let's keep this thing going. 22, 23. Getting it back above a line of scrimmage here, a very important line of scrimmage. I'd feel a lot better if we could close some candles up there. 3 minute got some inwardly curved VWAP action. Can we get a bounce here? All right, we've burned through another hour, just kind of some sideways. See, I knew it'd be about buying some time for this 40. Folks, the 40 has to get back up there. VWAP is doing it. It's what we want to see for sure. It's what we want to see. That 1 hour money flow, you know, we didn't like it down here and we kind of like it here. Would love it if she just, you know, we need to see. We got in this trade early. We're seeing a pump on this 2 hour, and the 2 hour, folks, can take some time. But if we can stay alive, in this 2 hour, our 15 is come back to life. Gates are open. 10 minute, that's what we gave us hope, and the hope is playing out. We're alive here, we're alive. 5 minute, it's playing games with us, playing with our emotions. Let's continue to hold this trade, folks. You know, midnight is when London and Asia session overlap. So, you know, Asia had a good push up, and now they're just kind of moving sideways. And see, I think it's something I'm gonna have to keep in mind going forward. Yeah, we just got stopped out. Is, you know, once the move happens, don't try to catch a tailwind. Of course, it's going to stop us out, and then what? Is that the 40 minute? Yeah. Oh. So we're not trading none of that. So I'm just, whoa. I mean, thank goodness for a stop loss. That's a wild short right there. What does that look like on the 40? Yeah. 40 tried to get back up there. Bears rejected. That means on the 2 hour, beautiful bearish trigger wave. The 1 hour money flow, deep. This is what you expect when the money flows deep. Oh, look, that's actually a beautiful 15 minute for the bears. Let's catch up TradeZella, because we did get stopped out. So we're going to take a $1,200 hit here. We were like never in the profit at all. It was a very bad entry, folks. A very bad entry. I should have changed my mind and just I did it. Now here come the excuses. I thought, yeah, I did think we could see it turn around and push us higher. but the bears had other plans from these higher time frames, the money flow bearishness. I think it, the biggest mistake I made was I didn't trade the 15-minute. I was trading the 40-minute. That's not my strategy. My strategy is to have the 40-minute back me up. Instead, I traded the 40 and expected the 15-minute to come around and back us up. That was my mistake here. That's what gave us a bad entry. Well, it could have been a good entry based on the 40-minute. If I was actually trading the 40-minute, that's a much bigger time frame. My stop would have to have been down here or something. But it just was not the move. This was the move. And we missed it, folks. The more I look at this, the more I feel like it was a dumb trade, but that's okay. That's okay. 'Cause you know what? Our stop loss kept us from suffering from this. That is devastating. We are still $140 in the profit. But what matters is, did we stick to our trading plan? Yeah, we stuck to it. We didn't take the best setup. In fact, it was a pretty crappy setup for, look, 40 looks good, but not really. The money flow looked good. That's about it. Momentum looked good. Money flow looked good. RSIs, shitty. Momentum, shitty. VWAP, very shitty. There's nothing good about this 40-minute other than two things. So we're missing half of the confluence. On the 2-hour, RSIs look good. VWAP, decent. We got trigger, we got anchor, we got trigger, but it just happened after a dump. And the money flow is not rising quickly enough. It's almost some sideways. So the bears were there. We called it in the beginning. I tunnel visioned myself into this trade. I said it multiple times that this is a bad idea. That me saying it was a bad idea wasn't what I felt. That's what the confluence and MarketCipher was telling me. I should have listened to that. How I felt was, oh, it'll turn around. That's a position of hope. And this is evidence for my own ego. I look at this and I say, look at this ego. This is what you were okay trading. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. This is not a good trade at all. Tags, aced, nothing. Mistakes, bad entry, confluence. Yeah, no real higher time frame support. Dang, we didn't have lower time frame support, and it was just an actual terrible trade. You know what? Low key, I think I was upset I missed this bump, and I thought she might continue. That's just. Look at this though. Up, and we saw this like bearish flag. Up. Was it really wrong of us to think that she could at least double top up there? Because we were going to take profit here and then, set our stop loss and break even. It was just something simple. I think after the hour, especially after like, yeah, I think after, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I can't think right now. So I feel dumb for taking the trade. And it was hopeful. It was, I had cold feet about it. Yep. It was not confident. It was not, I was not, I was shaky. I was shaken about it. It might have been some FOMO action, but I don't even know what was I FOMOing. It was nothing too FOMO. This was just a terrible trade, folks. Nothing here made, we thought we had this and we didn't even have that. That's how bad this trade was. We actually didn't check like anything except I think we had a defensive, we thought we had this and we did. In fact, we had a fairly decent defensive. It saved us twice, right? Boom. It stopped, turned around, price came back down. Yeah, it hit us, but we were very close to staying in it and maybe touching some actual profit. Move our stop loss up, right? Trail real tight, and then maybe come out with a much smaller loss. So we had a defensive stop loss position. But this might be the worst trade I've taken since I've started the 100 trade series. This might be the worst trade I've ever taken since the series. During the trade, I was thinking this is bad. I was thinking I should get out of this trade with a loss. Smaller loss. When it pumped close to break even, I thought again about getting out of the trade. I was full of hope, but there was no hope found in the charts, maybe the 10-minute. And the 15 did turn around on momentum, but I believe the 1 hour was too much in the money flow red to give bulls any more room in this market. Post-trade thoughts, final thoughts. Asia session already made its move. I expected more from the market. And forced a trade. I knew I missed the original entry on the 5-minute because we were using the alert price breakout strategy, just approach. And the entry already took place by the time we got the alert. Yeah. So this is good. This is what not to do. This is what not to do, folks. If you're feeling hopeful, if you're fearing missing out on something, move, and you got a little bit of cold feet, that's the opposite of feeling confident. The trade speaks to you. You're peaceful about it, which is what we see. And especially if you can't check these boxes, what are you doing? Why are you in the trade? If we would have been profitable in this, I would have came in here and put these same things. So let me be clear. I'm not putting this as mistakes because we lost. These were mistakes regardless. I actually just got eager to play out the price action and I didn't fill this out. But this is what I would have done before we even found out that this trade was a loser. This goes in first. I missed that part. This is where we were at in the beginning of this trade. And why I still decided to take it is crazy to me. I think there is a part of me that's like, when I commit to a trade and I say, okay, I'm going to take this trade, and then I come up with a reason why I'm not going to take it and I back out, I just feel like it does something to the integrity of this series. But in real life, that's how it should be anyways, is that up until the last second, I can decide to change my mind. You know, that's what it's about. It's, for me, is like, if I don't see what I'm supposed to see, then I'm not taking the trade. If I see it and then I don't see it anymore by the time I'm in the trade, then I'm backing out of the trade. So the thing that hems me up the most is having to go from one chart to the next. And then when I'm like catching up TradeZella and I accidentally fast forward too far or something, and we can kind of see the trade works out or it doesn't work out before I'm actually in it, it ruins my ability to change my mind if I actually see confluence that changes my mind. Anyways, great lesson learned today. I'm kind of thinking for each session, since I'm now kind of moving into I'm trading this session, I'm trading that session. I'm not just moving through the charts looking for a trade. If I miss the trade of that session, I think that's it. I'm not going to try and force getting a squeeze out of that session. But I don't know. As much as I want to say that, I don't want to say it, because it really just depends on MarketCipher. If MarketCipher has the setup, I'm taking it. This was not a MarketCipher. In fact, this is a great setup for a bearish play. This is basic strategy. Money flows leaving, momentum's cracking. We got RSI splitting here, which I called out. I said that's the kind of RSIs I short. And I'm saying it, but I'm not getting out of the trade. Like, make it make sense, please. We should have been in that short. I should have got out of that trade and flipped it to a short. And there was a part of me that was nervous about what does my audience think. And at the end of the day, I can't be caring about that. I can't care about what y'all think, because it's my money, it's my future, and I gotta stay focused. So that is the trade for today, folks. That is the stream for today. Going into tomorrow, or next, as long as I get the trade tomorrow, I can say tomorrow. But going into the next trading session, what will I trade? We'll be going into Tuesday, and the next trading session is not till, so it'll be New York. So it'll be Tuesday, New York. So we ended this session around midnight. We're going to get like 5 hours of sleep is basically what that would boil down to. And that's what I would do in real life. I'd say, dang, I had to stay in this trade longer than I wanted, but I got out of it, and now it's time to get some shut-eye and get up at 5:15 a.m. We'll say 5 a.m. So we would go to sleep and get back up at 5 a.m. ready to trade. So I'm going to just push this to 5 a.m. for our next stream. All right, there it is. We're above this spider line. Sheesh. All right, don't get me started. I might have to take another trade. 5 a.m. Tuesday. That's where we'll pick up when we're ready for episode 13. So here we are on the board. This is my favorite statistic so far. You know, our wins are bigger than our losses. And as long as we keep that up, we can stay in the green. We can stay in the green. Folks, we have come a long ways trading NQ. I have had to learn about NQ as an asset. She is not forgiving. You've got to be on point. And when she moves with conviction. And it's exciting. But if you don't stick to your trading plan, she will punish you. Gold will do the same thing, but it just feels different. Feels different when NQ does it. All right, folks. How many trades have we taken? About 19. We took 43 in the month for gold. 12, 24. That's like 11, 22. That's about 11 trades a week for gold. Here we've done 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. You know, we're taking like 4, 6, 8, 11. There's this 2 less there. It's almost the same. It's almost the same. So this is going to be a great comparison. That's all I got for now, folks. We actually haven't taken 19. We've taken less. About 3 or 4 of those didn't count. They were like this, just zeros, accidentals, or whatever. Not bad. Not a bad loss in terms of our stop loss saved us from. See, there's a look. Let me make this point. There is something to be said. We are taking our losses gracefully, folks. Look at these L's. Negative 1,700, 1,600, 800, you know, negative 1,100. And then look at the wins. 3,000, 5,600, 1,300. When we take losses, they are consistently maxed out at like 1600. But our winners are able to go much further. And we're minimizing our downside. Look at this. It would have been, we entered here. If we didn't have our stop loss until like down here, something crazy, because we wanted that much more room to accept risk, this trade would have been down over $4,000 instead of 1,200. Actually, it's not even 1,200. Yeah, it is. It's 1,200. 4,000. So there used to be a time where I would do that. I'd move my stop loss because I didn't want to lose. I wanted to give the trade more time. I couldn't accept the fact that, okay, this is going to be a loser. I don't really have that problem anymore. There's a small part of me that's just like, oh crap, it's going to come for my stop. They're starting like here. I really thought about getting out of the trade. And all through here. So from 2200 to 20, so for a whole hour, I was having an internal, well, for a whole hour of this time, but during this 5 minutes here, I really was like, I should get out of this trade. I should get out of this trade. I should get out of this trade. And I held on to hope that we could just get some kind of little pump, and then I would take profit, move my stop to break even, and make it a winner trade. I didn't want to lose, but I could have taken just a measly, $400 loss instead of a $1,200. And we'd have still been up, $800. So it's something I'm learning. It's something I'm still trying to figure out how to manage the trade. This was good practice. What do you do when you enter into a trade that within the first 5-10 minutes, you're like, wait a second, I don't know what I saw, but I'm not seeing it here. I need to get out of this trade and find a more confident entry. And if it runs up on me in the direction then so be it. Because more times than not, we have to be able to trust what we see in the confluence in MarketCipher. Trust the indicator, folks. And trust that I will be back for more trading that you don't want to miss out on. We have a solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we still have 9 days in this calendar month that we can trade. In Q and find out what happens next time. CMZ trades.